Hi, my name is Beth Hiley here for Board Game Geek at Spiel 2012. I'm sitting down with our last White Goblin game of the day, and I have Chechu, Lee, and Mark.
Hi.
And they have brought me Revolver 2. Revolver Dos.
Revolver Dos.
All right, we're just going to dive right into this, since I'm sure many people are familiar with the original title of the name. So take it away, guys.
Okay, well, I guess Revolver 2, as you said, yes, it's a sequel. Really, for us, it's a game that is short amount of time, but can tell a really good story. So lots of theme in there. So you've got different cards that do different things. And really, it's a kind of it tells a good story. There's kind of all your cliches, really. I guess
you don't need Revolver 1. It's an entirely separate product.
Yeah. So from Mark's love of westerns, so lots of.
Well, yeah, we're trying. It's a fairly straightforward card game, but you couldn't immerse the game or deep fry it in any more theme than it's already got. You know, with
well, except for maybe costumes.
Yeah, that's
exactly. Yes.
But not all the cards. Like the first game, a lot of the cards are. You know, we've got buffaloes and some fantastic. I mean, you can see the art is terrific.
Yes.
Chechu is an
amazing. Chechu.
We've
is an amazing artist.
It's not just all guns and gunslingers. We've got alligators. You know, the whole game's set in Mexico.
Yeah.
It's a confrontational game, isn't it?
Two
players.
So two-player, asymmetric, different goals for each side. So
plays in about half an hour.
Yeah, plays in about half an hour. So you've got one guy who is this corrupt general from the Mexican army. So he's been chased by the Mexican army, represented by these fantastic little sombrero pieces. That's my favourite model of this game. And then you've got a kind of fallen from grace padre. He looks a bit like Clint Eastwood, but of course not Clint Eastwood at all. And what he's trying to do, he's trying to recruit a gang from the starting locations to bring and kind of defend the town of Malpaso. So, and then what's different with this one is that there's more planning ahead.
Yes. Yeah. Well, in the first Revolver, you had 16 bandits to start with, and they were basically like your life points. This one, you start with basically like an actual 7, a magnificent 7, and they recruit or coerce or pay other gunslingers to join their group. And so by the end of it, and you have control over how many join, by the end of it you've got a certain posse that are going to defend Malpaso from the guys that are turning up, you know, who want their tariff, you know, levy.
What we tried to do though was that we kind of recognised that it is what it is. It's a 30-minute game. It's not too complicated, but so for every new thing that we added to Revolver 2, we took something out that was already in Revolver, so it didn't get more complicated and it didn't get
so it's still
longer.
moves
So
along
it's still,
nice
So
well, the game starts with rather than a gunfight, you start with a poker game, a faux poker. So each card is a 4 of a kind.
Is a hand.
Yeah. And not only does that decide the first 3 battlefields, they're both separate towns.
So you've got different towns that you can
go
the
into. Winner decides which town they want to go to. But it also, each card, or most of the cards affect the long-term strategy of the game. And you move, once that's chosen, like Revolver, you move from one battlefield to the other, playing gunfighters and various environmental effects, all the while trying to, shoot the guardians, the good guys. So.
And are the end conditions much the same as original Revolver?
Yes, you've. If the Padre dies, obviously you die, and the arrival of the Mexican army will see off the general. So the end conditions are the same, but it kind of plays out in a kind of a different. It sounds pretentious, but it's got a different flow to it than the first one because we kind of it's got different elements. So one of the things, the abandoned silver mine, it's more like a really large confrontation. So the other one, it was kind of escaping across the border, blowing up the train.
Yeah.
But there is kind of a really large confrontation. So the general at his disposal has got this Gatling gun on a minecart, which is just that's another of my favourite. Just this Gatling gun, and what he can do.
Actually, I'm going to put that front and center so we can zoom in on that one because that is a pretty fantastic card.
The good guys have already pre-laid explosives in the mine, and that's where they got the townsfolk, and they're trying to defend against the the rurales and the general Mexican.
Yes.
The bad guys basically.
But essentially, what you can do with the Gatling gun is the general's cards. Lots of the cards. Nice
both decks feature.
Yeah, we've got
feature.
So we have this icon here, which is ammo. So what the general can decide to do is, instead of playing the card for its normal effects, you can save it until the end of the game for the ammo, and then essentially he feeds that ammo into the Gatling gun, and it kills bandits at the end. So what can often happen is you can get to the mine. The Padre has got like 8 or 9 people left, and in Revolver 1, that's more or less guaranteed victory because there weren't enough ways to kill 9 people. But in this, literally, you're feeding ammo into the Gatling gun. The gang, the Padres gang, are falling left, right, and centre. They're equally saving gunpowder cards to collapse the tunnels, which kill everybody on the side. So it's kind of it's kind of a showdown at the end.
Yeah,
so
nice big finish.
Yeah,
but that's the trade-off, isn't it? Some of the more powerful cards, like this one, Blazer, it's quite a powerful card. But do you want to play it or keep it back to start mining, collapsing the tunnels? But also you've got the bridge here, which is another nice trick. If you blow, if the Guardians want to blow up, that's another thing they've rigged up beforehand. You can flip the card, and the bridge is destroyed, which it changes the. But the other player already knows that. It's not a surprise, but he doesn't know. Is he going to blow the bridge? How many people am I going to put on the bridge?
Nice.
So you've got a definite middle to the game, haven't you?
And I guess for those people that don't know Revolver, it's essentially both sides have a hand of cards, and the cards have each got a power, but they've also got a lot of them. Again, not picking any of those cards.
It's not been played, this copy, is it?
I've got costs, so what you can choose to do. Have you got
so one player plays values. That would be, say, the bad guy side, and then likewise, and then it's a comparison of numbers.
Right, numbers,
But like this card, obviously, is very powerful, 6 power, but you have to discard 3 of your other cards to bring it into play. So, but also it has an effect. So, but it's good that all the different elements, because it's a short game, and obviously you don't know what order the cards are going to come out in. You get a different story every time.
Yeah.
So I was playing it yesterday.
And also playing the reverse side too. Will give you a different experience as well.
We were playing it on the stat, and towards the end, I thought there was nothing I could do. I was going to win. No bother. And then suddenly, I just got machine gunned with a Gatling gun into the ground. So it's just.
The other thing you can do, you can. You don't have to. It's not necessarily a sequence. You can decide. You know what? Let's just skip out of town and try to get back to defend with what I have. But then you think, do I stay here longer? Likely lose some of them, but I might draw stronger gunfighters.
The longer that you stay in the town, the more these numbers here, you're adding gang members. So it's a trade-off. Do I stay? But perhaps lose somebody, but do I draw somebody really good? And we've got a kind of a quite interesting cast. You might recognise Jim Colt, south of the border.
Who's that guy?
So I don't know who that guy is, but the art. Mark and I saw this for the first time yesterday, and just.
Wow, that must be exciting for you. I know.
Well,
It's down to
obviously
the
we've seen
wire.
cards on the internet,
but
we've
still,
not.
to see it in person
it's an
is
amazing
different.
thing.
And the Chechu's art is just it's fantastic. Yeah.
Well, and this when this, I played Revolver before, and this definitely has a lot of new elements that I'm kind of jonesing. Let's go play it all over again. It's almost like a different movie in the series. All right. Well, I thank you guys for bringing by Revolver 2.
Okay.
Chechu hardly said anything.
Yeah, you didn't say
stinking pig. You Pistolero, you.
Fine, I'm taking the hat then. And that's Revolver 2. There you go. See, we are a movie. There you go. Thanks, guys.
No problem.